Hello there. Welcome to class. I'm Miss Faust. Please make sure you have paper out and a pen or pencil so that you can take some notes today. It's like a little note-taking day. We are going to have a review. Yes, you heard me correctly. It's going to be a review day. Now, there will be a test, but it will not be next class period, but the one after that. So you've got plenty of time to prepare for this test. Now, this test, if you follow me over to the board, concerns Roald Dahl and his Lamb to the Slaughter, and Dorothy M. Johnson and her story, Too Soon a Woman. So please make sure that you prepare yourself, that you know something about both writers, and that you know their stories really well. Okay? But if you do have questions after today's class session and the like, please contact me. Okay? But, as I said, you've got all this time to get ready for the test. Okay? So again, there will be a test. So let's do a brief review. We have these two writers, Roald Dahl, we discovered, loves to write stories where the adults and the children seem to have little problems. Okay, the adults seem to treat the children not so nice. As a result, the children get their revenge. So he's famous for that, isn't he? Okay. And Dorothy M. Johnson is quite famous for her what type of stories? Yes, her westerns. She is the type of writer, Western writer, who looks at her characters and says, yes, I'm sorry, but they are not perfect, okay? They are not without fear. And it doesn't matter whether it's a female or a male character. So she does show her characters to have issues. There may be a situation and you would think they're going to go riding out there and yeah, they may not. Because they're just human. Like the rest of us. Okay? And they do have their fears. And they do have their moments of bravery and yet their moments of, well, not so brave. Okay? So she gives us more human characters in our westerns. Interesting, huh? Different take of that type of story. Of the frontier and the like. Okay. So make sure you can talk to me about both writers. Okay. Now, when I say know something about them, I want you to be able to share the information that I gave you. Okay. You do not need to go out there and research them. I don't want you to research these writers. I want you to share information that I gave you, right, when I first introduced them to you. So hopefully you took notes. Or you might, between now and the test day, go find the video and listen to it again. This is not a research project. Okay. Please understand that. When we talk about the stories, they are definitely different. One was suspense, mystery, and the one we're talking frontier. And how it was in the olden days. When you're talking late 1700s, 1800s, going into the early 1900s, how people treated one another. It's a bit different from this mystery here. Okay, so we're talking Lamb to the Slaughter. Interesting title. I want you to think about that title. And see what you think about it. And truly think about it. Okay. When you look at the two characters, Mary and Patrick Maloney, she's very dedicated to her husband, isn't she? Yes, indeed. She's pregnant. Even though she is pregnant, she's far advanced in her pregnancy. Even though she's pregnant, she still takes care of his every need. So that when he comes home after a long day's work, on the police station or wherever he is during the day, doing his law enforcement duties, he can come home and just relax with his drink, sit down, stretch his legs out, and just relax and she'll have dinner, or she'll give him some time, and then they get together and go out to eat. Okay, she's very domestic, but a very loving wife. Dahl gives her that traditional gender role, doesn't she? Doesn't he? Sorry, I was thinking Mary here. He gives her that role. She's very traditional. Everything for the husband. Okay, she's not concerned about herself. Just make him happy. Okay, and then of course he turns around and he shares some news with her, and that entire role just goes poof, it just poof into thin air. It's gone. Who is she now? That role, that's a role she's played for years. What does she do now? So in shock, of course, she kills him. She is in shock, but she's able to think things out, come up with an alibi. After all, she is the wife of a police officer, so she knows how they operate. So she's got to really think this out. Okay. But when she truly realizes, after she makes her little journey to the grocers and takes care of that little alibi and all that wonderful stuff, and comes home and is like, Patrick, I'm home, honey, Patrick, and finds him, and then she doesn't fake it. She really is saddened. She is truly saddened by what she has done. But yeah, despite all that sadness, she's got to continue with her role, and she plays it well, doesn't she? She has the officers, including his friends. They are his friends. She has them fooled. Doesn't she? So ironic with the ending. They're talking about the evidence probably being right in front of them when they are destroying the evidence, aren't they? Yeah. There is the weapon that she used. They're having a great meal on the house. Patrick would love you guys to have this. You guys work so hard. He would want you to sit down, have a drink, and eat to your heart's content. Now, some people might look at that and say, that's not very believable. I mean, police officers sitting in somebody's house, somebody just died in that house, and they're sitting down having a drink and eating a meal. You might look, you look at them and you go, what? That doesn't happen. That's not very realistic. But that's Dahl. That's Dahl for you. Okay, maybe there's something in there that's not very realistic, but that's not the point. The point is, again, the suspense. He's got you hooked. This is a woman who goes from being your traditional wife, loving wife, very domestic and the like, to somebody who is all of a sudden a cold-blooded killer. She's forced to it. At least, it's an automatic. Goes out and, doesn't think about it, just does it. And it's like, oh, you did. Okay, nice. Oh, let me take care of this. And then, and then it comes to her. Oh my gosh, what did I do? It's too late. That's what we need to focus on in his story, don't we? How she changes. It's all a game of deception. He deceived her, and she deceives everyone else. She was betrayed. And then she ultimately does that's the true betrayal by killing her husband. The man that she had loved so much. The father of her child, and on and on. Well, then we turn to Too Soon. Definitely a different type of story. Okay, we have Pa and his kids. The narrator, we never find out his name or the girls. Does it matter? No, not really. Johnson doesn't want you to focus on their names. She wants you to focus on the relationship. It's like a family relationship. Mary might be an outsider, but she becomes a part of the family. She moves in on the family. Not in a bad way. In a good way. Okay? She comes with baggage, so to speak. Something has happened to her. Remember the scars. And of course, the boy is curious. What's this all about? And of course, she turns to him and says, well, yeah, I got whipped, but it's none of your business. Well, that took care of it. Okay. Obviously, she doesn't want to share it. but it changes her personality, doesn't it? Whatever happened to her, maybe it was with the Teamsters, those who go around with the oxen and the cows and the like. Maybe they're responsible for it, or her own family, because she does run away. She wants nothing to do with the Teamsters or anybody else. She picks out a nice family. There's no mother, so this would be perfect. Okay, I can take care of the kids, and everything would be fine, because he looks like a really loving man, even though he acts a little gruff and harsh at the beginning compared to the end. Okay. So, yes, we have this girl, this 18-year-old, who is able to, she moves into this little family. Little tension between her and the boy, because he's trying to, who are you? And again, the changes. Whatever happened to her distances her somewhat from the family, okay, because she's got to feel her way. Even though she's moved into this family, because she takes care of the girls, okay, and everything. She's making sure they are fed. She runs out to try to get the horse. When Pa is getting food and it's taking more than 4 days, he's going on to day 6, so to speak, before he comes back. Whatever happened to her still stops her. She can't overcome that. It isn't until the end. When you think about it, the boy, the narrator, starts showing her, hey, I like you. I respect you. You're cool. You're neat. Because she tries to save them in case. Remember, mushrooms out in the woods, and those days, and even now, you can't just go, oh, there's a mushroom, let's go eat it. Warm it up and let's have a meal. So she had to be sure of herself. So it's him moving to her that helps, you could say, helps Mary move to him. Okay. So she's able to come out of her shell. And you look at the title, all these responsibilities that she has. Yeah. Somebody might think she's more like a 25, 30-year-old. She's got these responsibilities, but she took them on herself because she wants to pay her way. She's not going to just take advantage of them. That's not her goal. She wants to do something positive. She wants to help them. Okay? And yes, so you have that tension in this family relationship. But it ends on a good note, doesn't it? He marries her. Pa marries her. And the kids love her. Okay. So, if you have any questions whatsoever about Dahl or Johnson or their wonderful writings, hopefully you took some notes today. But again, please make sure that you know these two writers, that you can talk to me about them. Okay. So now we have covered this, and if you do have questions, let me know. Again, you've got plenty of time to prepare, but here's your assignment for today. Other than preparing yourself for the test, I need you to copy and answer this. Summarize both stories in at least 5 sentences each. Okay? So you're going to do 5 sentences for the lamp and 5 for woman. Does that make sense? At least. You could write 10. We're talking about a summary. So pick out the key points, the main points of the stories. What is going on? The beginning, the middle, the end. Remember that for summaries. It's the beginning, the middle, the end when you summarize. Hit the beginning, hit the middle, hit the end. What happens at the beginning? What happens in the middle? What happens at the end? Does that make sense? Okay. So please summarize both. And you could say, I'm going to do about 8 here because I got about 8, 9. And with this one, I might, I wrote 9. Is that okay? That's fine. Just don't do less than 5, please. These stories, there is more than 4 sentences worth of information when you think about it. Okay? And then I'd like you to answer. Would you rather be the funniest person alive or the smartest person alive? Funniest, always cracking jokes, or people come to you because they know you're the smart one in the room. So which one is it? Funniest or the smartest person alive? Okay. So this is due today. And again, part of the assignment is to prepare yourself for the test. And if you have questions, you know how to reach me. All right. So don't forget, please turn this in today. And I do wish you a fantastic day. Till next time. Bye-bye.